Welcome back to A World Gone Mad, the podcast where reality doesn't walk through the door. A twisted version of it staggers in drunk, steals your wallet, and then lectures you on family values. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf, your unwilling tour guide through this carnival of idiots, liars, and sociopaths who somehow wound up running the demolition derby we call America. It's WTF Wednesday, where the headlines aren't news. They're weapons fired point blank by frauds who call themselves patriots while this country bleeds. If this is your first time listening, welcome aboard. If you're a member of the Wolf Pack, thank you for returning. Either way, you've found your haven. I'm not here to coddle you or tuck you in with bedtime stories about unity. I'm here to grab the powers that be by the lapels, shake them until all their lies fall out, and scream in their faces, "How dare you gut our democracy just to fatten your wallets?" Your WTF Wednesday. Because every headline has you asking, what the fuck are they trying to get away with now? What outrageous garbage are they serving up this week? Hazmat gloves on, sledgehammer ready, time to smash it apart. So let's start right here. Donald Trump wants to criminalize flag burning. Let me repeat that. Donald Trump wants to make it a crime to burn the American flag. Think about this for a second. The guy who wraps himself up in the flag like it's a superhero cape, yeah, Captain Fascism, here to save you from freedom. He now wants to throw people in jail for exercising the very freedom that flag is supposed to represent. This isn't patriotism, it's fascism dressed up in red, white, and blue sequins. The Supreme Court already ruled decades ago that flag burning is protected speech. It's literally the gold standard test case for free expression. But Trump doesn't care. He's daring the courts, daring the Constitution, daring anyone with a spine to stop him. Looking for spines, calling anyone with a spine. And here's the sick joke. The same people who scream free speech every time they get banned from Twitter for calling someone a slur are now cheering to ban this protest. These patriots don't love America. They love control. They love obedience. They want a country where they get to define patriotism and everybody else just salutes or shuts the hell up. You want to know what loyalty looks like to Trump? It's not defending democracy. It's kneeling at his feet while he shreds it. It's letting Trump take a lighter to your rights while he pretends the fire is freedom. That's not patriotism. That's a con. That's a hustle. So let's not sugarcoat this. When a president tries to outlaw dissent, when he criminalizes protest, when he decides that respect for the flag matters more than respect for the Constitution, that's not leadership. That's dictatorship. That's a tyrant holding a Bible in one hand, the flag in the other, and gasoline in both. And if you're not screaming, "What the fuck," yet, you're not paying attention. And if you thought silencing protest in the streets was enough, think again, because now Trump's people are going after their own employees. FEMA staffers, the people whose entire job is to protect Americans when disaster hits. Signed an open letter, the FEMA staffers signed an open letter criticizing, God forbid, Trump's administration. You know what happened? They got slapped on leave, punished for speaking the truth. Think about how twisted that is. The folks who run into floods and hurricanes to save lives are being sidelined because they dared to question Donald the delusional one. This is what authoritarian rot looks like. It's not just policy disagreements. It's fear. It's intimidation. It's turning every federal office into a loyalty test. You don't salute the flag their way. You don't keep your mouth shut. You're gone. Here's the kicker, everyone. These are emergency workers, the very people who should be stacking sandbags. Instead, they're forced to watch their backs in a political purge. Natural disasters mount, but Trump's disasters always come first. So let me be clear. This isn't leadership. This is revenge. This is control. This is the slow suffocation of anyone who dares to say, wait a second, this isn't right. You silence the people on the front lines of disaster response, and the only disaster left is the one sitting in the Oval Office. Control the trains, control the movement, control the people. The Trump administration is now, get this, seizing control of Union Station, D.C.'s second busiest rail hub, placing it directly under the Department of Transportation as a federal stronghold of control. Think about that. A station that should ferry people now ferries power. National Guard troops, armed National Guard troops, aren't just holding traffic lines anymore, these troops. They're deployed at Union Station and metro stations, turning America's transit pulse into a security checkpoint. The sales pitch sounds like a glossy makeover. Make it safe again. Make it beautiful again. Yeah, real pretty. If your idea of pretty is control, fear, and state-staged patriotism. They talk about tackling crime and homelessness, while know-it-all officials blame bad actors, vagrants, and drug addicts for a PR disaster. But here's the fear engine working. You don't need to commit a crime when the government is policing the soul of the station. Second look, the same officials who thought a burger handout at Union Station would be a great photo op, rolling in with National Guard troops like stage extras and cheeseburgers like props, got booed off the platform with chants of "Free DC! Free DC!" And yet, somehow, they're still treating disaster response like it's a campaign commercial, mugging for the cameras, while the real emergencies keep stacking up. You can wave the flag. You can point to that next-gen Acela gliding off. Pretty optics. But while your eyes are on the train, the federal government is quietly seizing Union Station, deploying National Guard troops inside and out, declaring safety concerns, but staking ownership. This isn't infrastructure. It's a power play disguised as beautification. We're not talking about bad management or broken tile. We're talking federal militarization of civil transit, turning a public hub into a decision node, turning citizens into subjects, while glossy press releases tell you it's safety and progress. If that doesn't feel sinister to you, you haven't been listening. We're watching transit become a spectacle, a gilded backdrop for expanding federal control. And this is just one more piece of the dark puzzle. Smack in the heart of democracy's hamster wheel, running full speed, getting nowhere, and still wondering why we're exhausted. And just when you thought the authoritarian machine couldn't crank any louder, ICE, under Trump's order, just slammed the throttle. They've cut their training program down to 47 days. That's right. In less time than the standard 90-day probation period at almost any job in America, they're cranking out fresh minted deportation agents in 47 days. No more Spanish lessons. No more 5-week language prep. It's now a supercharged 47-day pipeline, packed with firearms, tactical drills, immigration law, and de-escalation, but trimmed of any cultural context or language empathy. And if it doesn't stop there, they've lowered the starting age to become an ICE agent to 18 years old. That's right, to 18, dangling $50,000 bonuses, even calling back retirees, pension and paycheck in hand, all to flood the streets with roughly 8,000 to 10,000 new deportation agents. And the cherry on this poisonous sundae? A roughly $75 to $76 billion funding surge to bankroll the whole operation. Let's be clear. This isn't law and order. This is a deportation militia, a fear machine with a badge, the kind of shortcut training that churns out power without restraint, enforcement without oversight. Think about that. A government so eager to weaponize immigration that it would rather rush half-baked recruits onto the streets than actually prepare them. That's not public safety. That's authoritarian speed running. Nothing's going to go wrong here, right? And it fits the pattern. Shrink training, skip the guardrails, build the army fast. Because when you're turning democracy into dictatorship, oversight isn't an obstacle. It's the first thing you cut. And if you think this is just about trains or guards or just about FEMA, here comes the hammer. Because what we're seeing isn't random headlines. It's a blueprint. Trump is moving to deport DACA recipients. Young people who grew up here, studied here, built lives here, suddenly told they're strangers in the only country they've ever known. This isn't policy. That's cruelty packaged as law. Families torn apart, futures burned, neighbors vanished overnight. At the same time, the administration is trying to rename the Department of Defense as the Department of War. Think about that one. They're not even pretending anymore. They don't want defense. They want permanent war. War abroad, war at home, war as the organizing principle of the state. Words matter. And this word tells you exactly where they're headed. And let's not forget the broader sweep, listeners. Clean energy projects frozen. Federal agencies gutted. Judges stacked. Military planted in cities. This isn't about fixing problems. It's about consolidating control. Every move is one more brick in the fortress of authoritarianism. Look at the pattern. Silence the protesters, punish the workers, seize those transit hubs, gut the courts, deport the immigrants, rename the Pentagon war. Put it all together. What do you see? It's not leadership. It's not conservatism. It's the anatomy of dictatorship unfolding in plain daylight. And here's the raw truth staring us in the face. They're daring us not to notice. They're betting we'll shrug and keep on scrolling. Too tired to care. That's the play. That's the game. But this is WTF Wednesday, and I, Jeff Allen Wolf, refuse to shrug. I refuse to scroll past. And if you're not screaming, what the fuck are they trying to get away with now? Then congratulations. You've just given them exactly what they wanted. Wake up. Because the blueprint isn't coming. It's here. And it's aimed right at us. But now I've got to turn it back to you, the Wolfpack listeners, because this show isn't just me shouting into the void. I get it. Your life is busy. Guess what? -2. But I see a lot of you posting and replying and commenting in other places. So I know you've got a voice and you've got time when something hits you. I respect that. What I'm asking from all of you is simple. What would make you send some of that same energy here? This show is built for the wolf pack. But I can't hear you if you don't email me, text me, or leave me a voice message. I've talked. I'm the one always talking. Now it's time for you, the Wolfpack listener. You've got 2 ways to howl back. Email me, wolfpacktalks@gmail.com, WOLFPACKTALKS@gmail. Or pick up the phone and call the toll-free voicemail box, 833-399-9653. Don't overthink it. Just tell me what you feel. Tell me what you think. One line, one sentence, one thought from you, it matters to me. Because this show doesn't exist without you, the listener. Otherwise, I'm sitting in a room talking to myself. I've said that over and over again, and that sucks. This has been A World Gone Mad, Wednesday's WTF edition. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back Friday because someone has to say the shit that no one else will, and apparently that job's mine. Until then, Wolfpack listeners, stay skeptical, stay focused, and most of all, stay hopeful.
There is chaos in the world, can't you see?